The door should not have been there, and yet it stood before me, tall, battered, covered in claw marks too deep to be from any ordinary creature. A sickening cold oozed from the cracks, chilling me to my bones. Something was waiting inside, watching. Then, the whisper returned. "It's time." A breath, cold as death, slithered down my spine. Max, my loyal companion, stood stiff beside me, his hackles raised. He knew. He always knew. But this time, his growl wasn't just a warning. It was fear. What if your own pet knew something terrifying, but couldn't tell you? Keep watching. You're not ready for what happens next. The handle never moved, and yet, the door creaked open. Beyond it was nothing. A vast, impossible black void stretched endlessly. My breath turned to ice. This wasn't my home anymore. The walls inside pulsed like they were alive, moving, breathing. And then, the key. I had nearly forgotten it, but suddenly it burned in my pocket. Not just with heat, but something worse, something alive. I yanked it out, and its symbols glowed brighter, pulsing in sync with the shifting room. Then it came, crawling from the darkness. Its limbs were too long, too thin, moving in jerky, unnatural motions. Hollow black eyes, a mouth that didn't move, but spoke. "You should not be here." Still watching? Good, because what happens next will haunt you. The walls started closing in. The house was swallowing us whole. The ceiling twisted. The floor vanished beneath my feet. Max barked wildly, his body shaking. And then, I saw it. On his back, a glowing mark. The same one from the key. The same one from the door. This wasn't just about me, it wanted Max. Shadowy tendrils slithered toward him, wrapping around his body. He struggled, whimpering, but he was fading, being pulled into the abyss. I had to stop it. I didn't think, I just acted. The key, I slammed it into the creature's forehead. A blast of white light erupted. The room screamed, the walls cracked. The door, it was pulling everything in. The entity thrashed, twisting in agony, its form unraveling into wisps of black mist. The nightmare was collapsing. I grabbed Max. We ran. The house trembled, the walls shattering around us. The floor disappeared beneath our feet, and just as we reached the exit, the door slammed shut. Silence. The door was gone. The whispers, gone. It was over, or so I thought. You think this is the end? Think again. Keep watching. There's something you need to see. Back in my living room, everything seemed normal again. My house was my house. Max was Max. Everything was fine. Or was it? A slow, eerie knock echoed from the hallway. I turned, and then I saw it. In the mirror, my reflection stood still. Too still. Max sat beside me, but his reflection? It wasn't him. A slow, distorted grin spread across his face. And then, in a voice that was not his, "I'm still here. This isn't over. What happens next? You won't believe. Subscribe now." Eyes on fire,